1881, the Lady Franklin Bay Expedition. These volumes are dedicated to its dead, who suffered much, to its living, who suffered more. Their courage faced death undauntedly. Their loyalty and discipline in all the dark days ensured that this record of their services should be given to the world.
My name is Mrs. Henrietta Greeley, wife of First Lieutenant Adolphus Greeley of the U.S. Army. This is the little-known story about the great men who sacrificed for their country on the Lady Franklin Bay Polar Expedition. A new era of scientific discovery began, and with it, an extreme interest in the Arctic. Scientists had come to believe the polar regions held the key to understanding the laws of nature. The expedition was led by my husband, a man known for his loyalty to his country. He fearlessly led 24 men into the depths of the far north to record weather patterns and map the rugged, unknown terrain. I am no Lady Franklin, Adolphus. Please give this some serious thought. I would rather be your wife, as you are, than a revered widow. I love you so much. How can you leave me?
I shall suffer untold agony while gone, in thinking of you. July 7th, 1881. We started off under the brightest of skies with the finest of weather. Our trip was relatively easy, as the pack ice that crushes ships and ends journeys had not set in.
Their ship dropped the 25 men at the bay to set up their outpost in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The ship was to return with supplies at the end of the first year and to return again at the end of the second to take them home.
On August 26, 1881, we set about our work building the outpost and named it Fort Conger. It was to be our home for the next 2 years. We took 500 measurements per day, recording wind speed, barometric pressure, geomagnetism, atmospheric electricity, ocean currents, tides, and dozens of other naturally occurring phenomena. Temperatures were as low as 56 degrees below zero. So cold that our breath formed ice crystals, which would snow down and fall upon our sleeves.
I love you, and I want your goodnight kiss.
With all my yearnings for you, I cannot bring myself to regret coming.
In July 1882, a ship was sent out with relief supplies for the expedition, but due to dangerous waters blocked with ice, the ship was forced to turn back.
The failure of the supply ship to arrive has shaken my confidence, and the confidence of my men. We do not know what this coming winter can bring, and are fearful. If no supply ships had arrived, orders stated we were to leave the safety of Fort Conger on a small steamboat and head south 250 miles over frozen seas to Cape Sabin. Most of the men believed this to be a suicide plan, and the group began to splinter as murmurs of mutiny spread. But I asserted my authority as leader of the expedition and led the men to uncertain terrain. It would never do that the commander should show signs of homesickness. My great love for you has put me in such a cruel position.
I want you with me, and not a shadowy form in some dim, distant region. I am yours, body, heart, and soul.
2 weeks after setting out from Fort Conger, the frigid sea froze around our tiny steamboat, crushing it and leaving us stranded. Without any other course, we dragged our belongings onto a piece of drifting sea ice, hoping it would carry us to safety. For 51 days, we were adrift at the mercy of the winds and tides. Then, on day 52, we washed up on the rocky shores near the Cape. It was a wretched place. A piece of rock spat out from hell, devoid of life, of refuge, of shelter. As we feared, there was no rescue ship waiting to take us home. We have arrived at what was to be our salvation. There is neither game nor food to be gathered. I fear we have been lured here to our destruction.
Dear Mrs. Greeley, the Secretary of Navy and the Secretary of War concur that nothing can be done this season to reach Lieutenant Greeley. He will be reached next year, as early as possible. I fear my children will never again see their father. They shall not forget my husband. Hello. May I please speak with one of your reporters?
Really? 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 Is this you?
Survivors were discovered eating candle wax, shoe leather, and bird droppings. Of the 25 men, only 6 survived the mission. 15 were lost to starvation, 3 to exposure, and 1 was executed.
Despite our hardships, the men fulfilled their mission and refused to leave our records behind. Our crucial research is now referenced when speaking of the powerful forces of human nature on climate change.
I am all yours, Adolphus. Not a shadow stands between us.
These volumes are dedicated to the extraordinary spirit of loyalty, patience, and charity, almost universally exhibited by our party. In this spirit, I submit these unvarnished records of Arctic service to the public.